Do you really need to train 6 or 7 times a week, every week, to get fitter, stronger, and healthier after the age of 40? Well, if you spend more than 2 minutes on your social media, you can be led to believe that is the case. You see someone running every morning, going to the gym every day, doing classes, competitions, and you think to yourself, where the hell would I fit this in? You've got work commitments, deadlines, family commitments, after school club, commitments with the kids. The list is endless. So today, in this video, I want to simplify things a little bit. We're going to look at how much exercise you actually need to start seeing some results, why strength training is important, what sort of cardio to consider, and looking at actually doing less, but consistently, versus all the times you tried to plan out 7 workouts through the week, you stick to it for 2 weeks, and then quit. My name's Arron, and I coach the over 40s. I help people get fitter, stronger, and ultimately create something that fits into their busy schedule. So where do people go wrong? Well, initially they get really motivated, and for whatever reason, they say to themselves, right, it's time for change. You get your pen and paper out and you write out all these lists of things that you're going to do from tomorrow. A few weeks in, you see some great results, but you can't maintain it. You can't keep it going. Life starts returning. You have a deadline at work and you miss a workout. You have something that you have to do with the kids after school and you miss another workout. And all of a sudden that plan that you created that looks awesome and incredible and would work if you could stick to it becomes impossible. So I want you to think about things a little bit differently. Rather than setting your goalposts here, ultimately failing, and then having to bring it right back down, or quitting completely, I want you to bring your goalposts here, and then build. Like I said earlier, it is much better to create something down here that you can consistently do every week, and then build upon, as opposed to starting with something here, and then failing at it. So could that look like 2 workouts every single week, 20 minutes to an hour at a time? And you might be sitting there thinking, well, that's really easy. Good. It needs to be at this point something that you can realistically see yourself doing every single week, no matter how busy life gets. One of those sessions could be strength-based, one could be cardio-based. And strength training is really important. As we get older, maintaining muscle, keeping strength is increasingly important. Think about everyday life. Picking up the kids, getting up off the floor, carrying the shopping, going up the stairs, gardening, etc. As we get older, these things become more difficult. And so getting into the gym and doing some strength training is going to help. It's not about going in and trying to be a bodybuilder or some hybrid athlete. It's about getting in, moving all of your body through a full range of motion, focusing on compound movements and good technique. And you can do that in the space of 40 minutes. For me personally, with my clients, we focus on good technique and compound movements first. So a good squat movement, a good hinge movement, an upper body push, and an upper body pull. I'm also a big fan of adding in bodyweight exercises as well, things like press up. Now we need to look at cardio, and this could be the second workout that you do through the week. Now, first of all, for me personally, I choose things that I actually enjoy. For others, it might be that they have something more specific that they're working on. Now, we're just going to look at an individual who just wants to get a little bit fitter and stronger, that doesn't have any competitions or anything like that they're working towards. So with this in mind, your cardio needs to be something that you actually enjoy. So if you enjoy the spin class, go do the spin class. If you enjoy going for a jog, go for a jog. If you enjoy swimming, go swimming. Ultimately, find something that you enjoy that's cardio-based that you can do for 20 minutes to an hour. Now, in addition to this, either side of those workouts, we're going to be focused on making sure we get up and go walking. This could be with the dog in the morning, it could be on your lunch break, and it could be with the kids in the afternoon and evening. And it could also be something that you do at the weekend. It could be something like going for a hike or a long walk with the kids. A good starting point is to simply track your steps, see what your overall average is for the week, and then try to improve on that week by week. The bigger the number, the more active you're being. And in an ideal world, I do like to see my clients hit that magic 10,000 a day. If you're doing that, you're definitely staying active. Remember, the plan that you create with your exercise and activity should fit around your life. It should be something that you can stay consistent with every single week, every single month. So as we move into a new week, what I want you to start looking at is this. Get your pen and paper, and instead of writing out this amazing training program that you're going to follow, I want you to do something a bit different. Sit down on your own or with the family and write out everything that you've got going on through the week. Work commitments, kids, their school runs, their school activities, whatever it might be, a dentist appointment, the car going in for an MOT, everything that you know that's going on next week, get it in front of you. And then you can see where the gaps are, where you can focus on your exercise and activity. Put those things in just like all of the other appointments. You going to the gym and keeping fit, healthy and active should be just as important as the MOT for the car that you put into the diary, the football competition that you've got for your son that you're going to go and watch on Friday afternoon. It should be put in and be as much of a priority as those things. I've said this in previous videos. A healthier, stronger, fitter version of yourself improves everything that you do through the week. After 40, exercise does not need to be complicated and it does not need to be a chore. You do not need to exercise every single day. You do not need to copy somebody else's routine. If your goal is to get a little bit fitter, a little bit stronger, a little bit more mobile, and to lose a little bit of weight while improving some other lifestyle habits, then it does not need to be a crazy program that interferes with your life. You could quite easily see results by becoming much more intuitive with your eating, learning about calorie control and protein intake, concentrating on 2 structured, well-planned workouts each week, and adding into there some daily steps. And like I said earlier, you can build on this. You might get to a point where your mindset's completely changed and your ability to mold your week to fit better around you and the goals you have is easily something I've seen on a regular basis. And then you can add that 3rd workout in, 4th workout, or maybe even change exercise to training, where you now start to work on something a little bit more specific, like the Couch to 5K or doing your first high rocks. If you are over the age of 40 and right now you feel like your exercise is either non-existent or just all over the place, hopefully this has helped. If it has, I've got a task for you. Go to the comments and tell me realistically what a week could look like for you from an exercise point of view. In addition to that, tell me what hasn't worked in the past. And with that information, I'll give you some helpful tips that will hopefully give you the right knowledge and encouragement you need to create a plan that works for you moving forward. At the same time, if you're stuck with what you actually need to do in the gym, put that in the comment as well, and I'll give you some free advice on some things to think about when you go to the gym. If you found this video useful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you're kept up to date with all of the content that I post. And if you want to get hold of me in other ways, all of my social media links are below. And finally, in addition to what I was saying a minute ago about what to put in the comments, let me know as well, realistically, with everything that I've just said, how many times a week could you genuinely commit to putting yourself first and get out to the gym and do some exercise? 2, 3, 4. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.